just in case. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But cool, good info. All right, so now we've got Dave over Fidelity. Dave, what's going on with home warranties, with the difference between the CRES warranty and just a standard warranty? Can you explain our benefits now? What is this seller's extra E&O? We have lots of questions.
Absolutely. I have lots of answers, I hope.
All right.
Thanks for having me this morning. I had the pleasure of working with Debbie Levinson, who's been doing this, probably 25 years. I think everybody knows Debbie. You have essentially, and I'll just wrap some things up here. You have your E&O insurance with CRES. CRES Insurance is a very large E&O provider. They are the largest in California. They have about 9,000 real estate firms that they insure. So just know that you have the security of being with a very large company that does what they do very well. And one of the reasons why they've grown so much in the last 25 years is that they're a little bit different from other E&O carriers. Other E&O carriers want to hear from you when you already have the claim because they just want to process the claim. And that's not good for anybody. CRES Insurance wants to hear from you when you think you have the claim. So if any of the Rise Realty agents are in a real estate transaction and something doesn't sound right, maybe they're being asked on a text to give a concession, or maybe they are asked to sign something and that wordage doesn't look right to them. Maybe they haven't seen that wordage before and they're not sure if that's going to put their clients and themselves in a pickle later. Go to your management team here, to Travis, and Travis has access to the attorneys at CRES Insurance. And Travis can talk to them and say, hey, my agent's being asked to sign this document. Does this look right to you? Is this something that will hurt us down the road? And they will absolutely step in there and advise, do not sign that because of X, Y, and Z, or go ahead and sign it. But let's make sure that we follow it up with this. A lot of times real estate agents in a transaction will be asked to give a concession, and maybe it's a $400 or $500 issue. The problem that happens is that when they give those concessions up, and they're often to the buyers, they don't get a waiver that says, hey, for this $500 issue, we're done. You're never bringing this up again. And what happens is a lot of times buyers will move into the property, and all of a sudden that credit that they got or that issue that they had resolved before, all of a sudden isn't enough money. So they'll say, hey, we found some more issues, or that issue that you paid us for is not even close to enough. So you can work with the attorneys over at CRES Insurance. They will help you navigate through that transaction to make sure that that lawsuit is less likely to come up. Whether you're representing buyers or sellers in the transaction, Travis, you have access to those real estate attorneys, and we just ask that the agents that if anything pops up that doesn't sound right to them or is getting them out of their comfort zone, go to you so you can get that resolved. It's in your best interest because you want no claims on your policy for years to come so you can get better rates. But CRES Insurance wants to make sure that those attorneys can help step in and make those issues go away before they become a lawsuit down the road. So why would an E&O company team up with a home warranty company? It's actually quite simple. And I won't surprise you by this, but about 95% of the E&O lawsuits out there are buyers suing sellers. And a home warranty plan is one of the 9 things that occurs during the real estate transaction that stays with the buyers after the sale of escrow. So the plumbing, the electrical, the dishwasher, the range, the oven, the microwave, the HVAC system, maybe the pool, spa, roof, all of those things that could potentially go wrong after the sale of escrow, if they fall under a good home warranty plan, and Debbie Levinson's Fidelity National Home Warranty Plan, the buyers are less likely to name the sellers in a lawsuit after the sale of escrow. Now, it doesn't mean that the home warranty is going to get rid of every potential lawsuit after that, but it's a product that helps keep the buyers happier and at bay. And that's why CRES sought out Fidelity National Home Warranty to come up with a home warranty plan that ties into your E&O insurance to help you guys reduce your deductible and help you guys gain more listings. Now, Debbie Levinson has been, like I said, with Fidelity for 25 plus years. She sells the Fidelity National Home Warranty Plan. But about 10 years ago, we came out with the CRES Advantage Plan. And this is the home warranty plan that ties into your E&O insurance because you have CRES. for your E&O insurance. And it does three really cool things. One is if you're ever named in a lawsuit on the transaction and you place Debbie Levinson's CRES Advantage plan on the transaction, you could have your E&O deductible reduced up to $5,000. And that's a huge benefit. Travis, I'm assuming you buy gas for your car, correct?
I do.
Okay, now if I told you to only use Shell gas, and maybe it's 5 or 6 cents more, or maybe it's a little bit further across town, but if you were ever in an auto accident and I ran out to the scene of the accident and you currently had Shell gas in your tank, whether you were at fault or not, I was going to waive your auto insurance deductible. Would you see the value in buying only Shell gas?
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Absolutely. So hopefully your agents here see the value of placing a home warranty on every single transaction. And maybe Debbie doesn't want me to say this, but even if it's not Fidelity, make sure there's a home warranty on every transaction, because it does have a lot of risk management value. But because you're with CRES, we want you to place Debbie's CRES Advantage plan on the transaction. So if you're ever named in a lawsuit later and it's a covered E&O claim, then you could qualify for up to $5,000 off of your E&O deductible. So that's a great benefit for you and all of your agents. CRES E&O reduces those deductibles all the time on these CRES Advantage plans. Now, the best benefit is the seller's protection plan. I've already mentioned that you guys, you have millions of dollars of coverage. You're fine and you're protected as agents. But I've already told you that 95% of the lawsuits out there are buyers suing sellers. So if your Rise Realty agents are on a listing, fantastic. Even in this market, it's going to sell pretty quick, but they have a target on their back, because that's where typically a lot of the lawsuits will come from, is buyers suing sellers. And it's very competitive market even to get a listing out there. But because of the relationship between CRES and Fidelity, when you guys list the property and you represent the sellers on the transaction, when you place the CRES Advantage plan on the transaction, you're going to automatically enroll your sellers for $50,000 of E&O insurance, which is a huge benefit to those sellers because they're going to have lawsuit protection on that transaction. It's free. It's included in the cost of the warranty, and it runs for 180 days. Travis, if you were selling your house and you interviewed 5 agents, I mean, let's be honest, they're all going to be very similar. Travis, you have access to me 24/7. I've sold some homes in your area. I'm going to do a little bit of staging. I have a really good photographer. I mean, how do you pick between those unless it's just a personality that you really like? But, somebody from Rise Realty comes in and sits down with you and says, list your property with me and Rise. And when you do, seller, we're going to put a 13-month CRES Advantage home warranty plan on the transaction for the buyers, which they'll love. But when you do, Travis, it's going to protect you for $50,000 of E&O in the event you're named in a lawsuit. Now, when you're thinking all these agents are the same, no, the one from Rise has has better value to you. So you're going to choose Rise Realty for your transaction instead of those other agents. So everybody on this call and everybody that's with Rise Realty, you have access to using this CRES Advantage plan to help you gain more listings. And when you go on your listing presentation, I recommend you take the brochure with you and the seller's protection plan. And you tell your sellers, Rise Realty has a great brand. Here are the great things that are about us and about me. But we're going to put a home warranty on this transaction again, which the buyers will love. And seller, it's going to give you this protection for 180 days after the sale of escrow. And it's free. It's included in the cost of the warranty. Now, as a listing agent, sometimes you buy your clients a plant or a $500 gift card. You can do whatever you like there. But what you really should consider is on this seller's protection plan certificate, tear off this side here and mail in a check for $200 to CRES Insurance. They'll allow you to extend it for an additional 180 days for $200. Now, that's a great closing gift, especially when you say, I'm going to do all these great things for you. We're going to put a warranty on the transaction. And as a closing gift, I'm going to extend that 180 days of coverage for an additional 180 days. So now, seller, because you're listing your property with Rise Realty, you have 360 days of this E&O protection after the sale of escrow. And they're going to be really excited about that. They're probably going to tell 2 or 3 of their friends after the sale. hey, I used Travis with Rise. Not only did he do a great job, but he gave me this protection that protected me in the event that I was named in a lawsuit. You're going to pick up a couple extra listings per year just from word of mouth, and being able to keep those other agents out of that. So the Remax down the street, the C21, they can't offer that to their clients. You guys can, because you have your E&O insurance with CRES. So a great benefit. The third benefit is it's quite simple. It's 13 months of coverage versus 12. Who doesn't in a market like this, especially when so many technician costs are on the rise? Who doesn't want 13 months of coverage with Debbie Levinson and Fidelity versus 12? So having that extra month of protection for that dishwasher, the range, the oven, the plumbing, electrical, it has extreme value. Now, there's one thing that I want to recommend, and it's a little bit of a safety precaution here. If you're in a real estate transaction, and I know we're one of 9 or 10 services during a real estate transaction, but if you're excited about these benefits and getting that deductible reduction as an agent and giving your sellers this E&O protection, when you decide on the warranty, make sure your side orders it. Make sure that you call Debbie, or if it's another Fidelity rep that's in your area, make sure you call them and Debbie will get it ordered for you. Make sure it says CRES Fidelity on the contract. If you let the other side order it, a lot of times they'll call Fidelity and just order the regular Fidelity 12-month plan. That's not the one that ties into your E&O insurance. And they might only order the standard coverage. And they may forget the washer, the dryer, or the fridge, and those other options that you guys agreed to. So I will recommend, in this day and age, if you have $700 in the home warranty contract, use every penny of it, even if it's your sellers that are paying for it, because that's one more coverage that the buyers could have that will keep them at bay after the sale of escrow. So if you think of it that way, that'll help you guys down the road. But I like to say control the order, because I want to make sure that those benefits apply. God forbid something happens 6 months later and the agent's named in a lawsuit, and we go to look in and CRES goes into their database and it shows that the regular Fidelity warranty was ordered, not the CRES Fidelity plan. So just think of Debbie Levinson and Fidelity like a Costco. There's 2 products on the shelf. The one is the regular Fidelity home warranty, which is not the one you guys want. And then, of course, the one that's on the shelf that you guys want is the CRES Advantage plan by Fidelity. Same 800 number, same claims hotline, exactly the same. It's just there's a product that ties into your E&O insurance with CRES. So that's it in a nutshell. You guys have great E&O, and you did a great job securing your coverage with them. You have access to that risk management hotline, Travis, and it ties into your E&O insurance by reducing your E&O deductible should you be named in a lawsuit. And then, of course, if and only if you represent the sellers, does it give them this protection? There are some qualifications on the back, and one of them is that it must be their primary residence. Can't be their cabin in the woods or their rental home, because the disclosures are a little bit different for those properties, because the sellers don't live there all the time. They may not know about everything about that property. So that's a huge advantage for you guys. And then I'll just comment quickly, if you guys represent the buyers in the transaction, you're still going to give, of the 3 benefits, you're still going to get 2 of them. And that is, your buyers are going to get 13 months of protection, which who doesn't want that for their buyers? And then you still have the possibility of, even as a buyer's agent, of still being named in a lawsuit later. And I already told you it's pretty rare. It's only about 5% of the time. But I'll tell you that E&O carriers have seen a huge spike in buyer's agents being named in lawsuits in the last year. And I'll give you a quick story. Remember a year ago when we had the Wild Wild West and everybody was saying, buyer, we're going to put an offer on this house, no contingencies, no home warranty, all cash, $100,000 over ask, no home inspection. Well, a lot of those buyers are moving in and have moved in now, and they overpaid for the house. It hasn't gone up in value as much as they had thought, but they're on the hook for these $20,000 HVAC systems and new roofs and stuff. And they're thinking, gosh, agent, you could have advised me, even though it wasn't a part of the offer, you could have advised me in writing that I should have gotten a home inspection or a home warranty plan. That would have taken care of a lot of these after sale issues. And so a lot of those buyers agents are getting named in lawsuits for that reason, especially because the buyers overpaid. So whether it's part of your offer or not to include those services, if your offer is accepted, then say, hey, we have an accepted offer, but Travis, now as your agent, I'm suggesting you should get a home inspection and a home warranty, because it's going to eliminate a lot of the surprises before you buy it, but also after you purchase the home. You'll have that protection with a very good home warranty plan. So whether you're on the buying side or the listing side, the CRES Advantage plan has extreme value to you guys, and you're unique because you have your CRES E&O insurance. You have the advantage of these benefits, and the other offices simply do not. So I'll open it up to any questions that you guys have.
Cool. So I have a couple. So the seller's E&O coverage. So, a lot of agents don't really understand how E&O works. I did do a webinar about 2 weeks ago when we renewed our policy, kind of went through the policy a little bit and a little bit how it works. But what does the seller's E&O actually cover? So let's say a lawsuit does come about. What is that covering for the seller? Is it only going to be attorney's fees? Is it going to be attorney's fees plus maybe some of the payout if it comes to that on a settlement or something like that? What does that actually cover?
Great question. So it's going to indemnify the other party, and it's also going to include the attorney's fees. Now, I will tell you that right now, the attorney's fees have gone up so much, but if you have a claim, and let's say it's a $3,000 claim, because that's to indemnify the other party, right? In E&O lawsuits, you have compensatory damages. If your error or omission makes that home worth $3,000 less, or it's a $3,000 issue, that's what the lawsuit's going to be, to indemnify the other party. You can't sue for $6.5 million on a $20,000 roof just because you're distraught and it's upsetting to you. E&O insurance does not cover punitive damages. So to indemnify the other party, it's going to be that $3,000. Of that $3,000, you're probably going to put another $1,500 in defense fees on that. So your $3,000 issue is a $4,500 claim. And that's why you want the attorneys involved early, because those defense costs will go down. They help you fix it for free under the risk management. Once it's a claim, those dollar amounts are ticking when the attorney's working on it. So it has great value to try to make it go away early. But I will tell you, it's probably a 70-30 split now. So if you have a $10,000 claim, $7,000 of it's probably going to be the indemnification of the other party. $3,000 is going to be the attorney's fees. So it's pretty significant, but it does cover both, and it covers up to $50,000. And I'll tell you that the average lawsuit right now is around 19 to 21,000, somewhere in there. That's the average lawsuit. So the $50,000 is, I don't want to say plenty, but it more than takes care of most of the claims issues. So great question. Great question.
Okay. And then how do we get it in place? So we're at the listing appointment. Seller says, heck yeah, I want to do that. Now I'm also going to list with you. Do the agents need to do something then as far as ordering the policy now, or do we just wait until offer comes in and then we order it? Obviously, we need to throw this in a counter offer or something like that as far as being the CRES policy. And then we order it during escrow as usual.
Another great question. And I wish that this wasn't called the seller's protection plan, but just think of this as a little miniature E&O policy. It starts at the close of escrow and runs for 180 days. What I think you're getting into, which is a great segue, is what we call seller's coverage. That's a little miniature home warranty contract. And you can start that with Debbie Levinson as soon as you get the listing and the seller says, I want to use you. As soon as the listing goes on the MLS, call Debbie and say, hey, we want to start seller's coverage. It's about $1.40 a day. And it's a little miniature home warranty contract that will start from when you call Debbie and we start the policy all the way until the close of escrow. Even if you don't have buyers yet, you can start that. And that can be another benefit of you as a Rise Realty agent saying, hey, list your property with me. I'm even going to pay the $1.50 a day for your home to be protected until the close of escrow. So it's a great way to have the home protected up until the close of escrow. And then the E&O coverage kicks in at the close of escrow. And then when the buyers come in and say, hey, we want to use our own home warranty plan, you can say, hey, buyer, we're paying for the home warranty plan on this transaction, and we already have one in place. And in that case, they might just go, okay, then we'll go ahead with Fidelity. And the reason that has value is that if you already have a home warranty in place on that transaction, and they say, we don't want that one, we want to go with American Home Shield. Well, on day one that they move in, if that hot water heater goes out, American Home Shield is going to say, no, that was pre-existing. There's no way that it went out on the first day. Whereas if you were with Fidelity, you call in and they're going to say, well, we've been on this home warranty contract for the last 30 days during the close of escrow. So we know that it probably wasn't pre-existing because we've had people that were there and that they were moving out and so forth. So they may ask for a copy of the home inspection report, but it's nice to have that home warranty coverage throughout the sale process. And then obviously for the new buyers, it's a benefit to those buyers that the sellers already had a home warranty plan in place, because they are less likely to get slapped on the wrist for pre-existing conditions. So another great question.
Yeah, I've actually had it happen a couple times where during the listing and once in escrow, we had some catastrophes happen at the house. Call it Murphy's Law, whatever you want to call it. Like it, you know, we had a huge water leak happen one time in escrow, no fault of the seller, just plumbing fixture went out.
Sure.
And then I've also had a water heater blow while the home was listed before we got in escrow.
Right.
So the seller's coverage, just so everybody knows, would cover that type of thing for your seller, you know, and a lot of agents I think don't know about the seller's coverage.
Right.
It's really not talked about a lot, but
yeah, it has a lot of value. I will tell you that for $1.50, I mean, it's limited. It's not designed after the home inspection report comes back with 32 items. It is not designed to clean up those 32 items.
No.
It is for normal wear and tear and things that just failed during the escrow period. All of a sudden, my dishwasher doesn't work. It worked fine yesterday, but if we go out there and try to repair it and it's all rusted out, well, that didn't happen in the last 2 or 3 days. So, but it's a great thing for you, even as a Rise Realty agent, to be able to give to your sellers. But the sellers are often willing to pay for it too, because they want that protection during the close of escrow. So,
and at $1.40 a day, I mean, you're looking at, you know, probably less than $100 for the term of listed from list to close.
Yep.
So you're looking at
what are we, 21 days right now on the market? I think 21 days. So you're looking at $35-40 as a great gift for your clients. And I'll just remind you, you don't need to have seller's coverage on the home during the listing period in order to get this. All you need to do to get this is to make sure that you have the CRES Advantage plan placed on the transaction at the close of escrow. And of course, for the buyers. So we just need to collect funds for the home warranty plan in order for this to kick in. And again, some of the terms and conditions are here on the back side, and Debbie will make sure, and I'll make sure that you have the CRES Advantage home warranty brochure as a PDF and the seller's protection plan. This should be in all of your listing presentations. It has great value.
Yeah, one extra thing. One question came up: where can we get more info on this? So in our back office, guys, I have a whole NHD section in here. If you want to go into the back office under the transactional needs, there's an NHD section with this information. But let's say they don't go there, where can they find additional information on the CRES policy offering from Fidelity?
Let's see, you were mentioning NHD. I think you're
sorry, home warranty.
That's okay. That's all right. We have the home warranty brochure, but we also have, and I can make sure you get it, a flyer. It's a 1-page flyer, and it has Debbie's picture on it, and it explains the 3 benefits. So if you forget everything that I just told you guys this morning, that one flyer just says, hey, you could qualify for your sellers could qualify for $50,000 of E&O coverage. You could qualify for a deductible reduction, and it's 13 months of protection. So we'll make sure that you have that flyer as well.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate you coming on, explaining it. If anybody has any questions, now is the time to throw them into the chat real quick. Yes, we do have some requests for flyers. If you want to
Perfect.
send those over to us, Debbie, I can get those sent out. And I'll throw them in our back office as well as a PDF, so agents can come and grab them. If there's any other questions, get them in quick because we're wrapping up. So I appreciate you coming on. That was a good explanation of the difference in the CRES policy versus the regular policy. So if you're on the buyer side, write in CRES Fidelity. If you're on the listing side, you're going to want to counter offer that. And we do have one other question coming in. Go ahead, Violet. Just type it in real quick if you want to. Because I think your mic is
Just to
on.
reiterate, it doesn't matter what side you're on, it has value whether you're on either side. And then Travis, for you, if you want me in 3 months to come back and do a 5-minute, just a refresher, just reach out to Debbie or myself and I can jump on as a little refresher from time to time. Happy to do that.
Yeah, that sounds good too. So I don't know if Violet's still typing. I can answer your question, Violet, though, probably after this meeting if you can't get it typed in quick enough. So
And Travis,
all right.
my email, if you need me to connect with Violet, I'm happy to do that.
Oh, wait, she just put it in. It was a long one. So she just says it'd be a good thing to do to add in special terms on the MLS listing that the seller already has a policy in place with Fidelity. Yep, I agree.
Mhm.
So you can put it in agent-to-agent remarks about policy already being in place and add that in. I know, some already do that with, the selection of services they want to use for closing. So that's something you can do as well. But, if it doesn't come through, remember to counter offer it or to add it in your offer and to put CRES policy. So.
Yep. We always say just write in CRES Fidelity, 13 months, CRES Fidelity, Debbie Levinson, any of those will, if you just put in CRES warranty, they may not know what company that is. So just CRES Fidelity is what we recommend to make sure that you get the right plan.
Okay. And then one other one I've called Fidelity rep in the past, never got a response. Is the same person? I don't think so. I don't know that we really had anybody assigned to us previously. So that's something that is relatively new. So Debbie did put her info in here in the chat if you want to throw that into your phone, and I'll throw it in the back office too under the Fidelity side so that you can have her direct line as well. So
She'll take great care of you. She's been doing it for 25 plus years.
yep. So cool. All right. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll invite you back maybe towards the end of summer or something.
Sounds
and
good.
Just for a little refresher, see how things are going. But other than that, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Travis. Have a great day.
All right.
too.
Have a good day, you guys.
Thanks a lot. And yes, for you, Violet, when we write it up, you want to say it's CRES, not Crest. So no T, just CRES Fidelity. There are a couple options with home warranty that have CRES policy. I can actually share my screen real quick. And I can show you where that is, hopefully. I can't get off this screen here. So in the back office, riserealtyoffice.com, again, in the transactional needs section or in the partners tab, you will see home warranty, a home warranty tab. Either one of those pages has the information for which policies, which providers have the CRES policy. So if you're not sure, which one you want to use, maybe Fidelity is not the one you want to use. There are two other options over there. One of them is Old Republic, and I forget the other one. It might be First American. I forget the other one. But again, back office, on the left-hand side there where all the tabs are, look for home warranty, and that will have all the info plus links over to the home warranty provider so that you can order. So hopefully that helps everyone. And if there are any other questions, just let us know. And Steve, I can get with you after this call. That sounds good. Does it also list the cost as a buyer's agent? Yeah, they have like a menu, Violet, that you can choose from. It's like a la carte of what add-ons you want to have for your home warranty program. So, you know, there's the basic, there's a plus, there's the CRES policy, which has a couple extra things, and then you can always do your add-ons as well. Obviously, the cost bumps up, but it does tell you how much each one costs as you're adding in the a la carte stuff. So hopefully that answers your question on that. So I don't see any other ones in there. Cool. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you guys have any questions on anything. Talk to you soon.